Alright, hey, HadesOmega here, and welcome to the after action review for Wild Wabbit 2023, alright? So this is the Hollister Hills Off-Road Association race that they put on. They put these Harescramble races 2 times a year. One of them is the Wild Wabbit and the other is a Hairball, alright? This one is the Wild Wabbit, alright? The one at the end of the year is the Hairball. Okay, so I just raced it. It's April 15, 2023. We raced it in HHORA, alright? So I couldn't race the race last time, alright? I couldn't race the Hairball race because I had blown the motor in the Coyote Creek Sprint Enduro thanks to that EMX Ron controller, okay? So fast forward to now, and I've got the KO factory spec motor and controller on the bike. And I have the Domino throttle that I just installed. So this is basically a test for this new equipment that I've been using. This is the first dirt bike race that I've raced with the KO stuff, all right? Ever since I put it on, all right? Yeah, so we've done indoor flat track, and we did a supermoto race at Horse Thief Mile last weekend, all right? And then so this week we're racing a Harescramble, all right? So this is I race in the C5 class. That's the 40-year-olds class, the old-timers class. That's what I say, all right? I'm gonna be stuck in C5 for a while, is what I'm gonna say. And we had a pretty good turnout. There was about like 16 of us or something, all right? Is what I'm gonna say. It's because I looked at the results just now. Yeah, so this is how it went, all right? After action review is what was supposed to happen, what really happened, and things we could have done to do better, all right? So basically, like I said, this is kind of a test for all the new equipment that I have on the Light B, all right, right here. And yeah, so this is what was supposed to happen. Was, yeah, we were gonna go test this stuff out here. All right, I read on the flyer that it was gonna be 5 to 7 miles for the course, and I was like, oh well, you know what? If it's 7 miles, we're probably not gonna do too well, all right? So and then during the meeting, all right, so I'm not gonna lie, HadesOmega got here hella late, all right? I was the last one to register, okay? I got here like 20 minutes before the race started, and they said they stopped registration 30 minutes prior, but they're like, oh, you just let them race. I'm like, okay. So I paid my $50, and then we got in there, all right? I had to hurry up, man. I didn't wear my chest protector, and that's gonna bite me in the butt later in the race. I'm not gonna lie, all right? It just seems to be like every time I decide to not wear a piece of protective gear, that something happens, all right? Yeah, where that piece of protective gear could have helped prevent some stuff, all right? Is what I say, all right? That's how it is, man. But I wanted to represent the Suron, right? I wanted people to see the Suron jersey, you know. Anyway. Yeah, so I got here kind of late, all right? What was supposed to happen, we were supposed to race the Wild Wabbit, all right, with the Suron Light B in the C5 class, all right? That's what's supposed to happen, all right? I brought 2 batteries, all right? So I thought if it's gonna be more like 7 laps, we're gonna need that second battery. I shit you not. 2 races ago, when I raced this here, I nearly ran out of battery on the 3rd lap, all right? So, and I knew, like, yeah, if it's any lower than that, we're gonna have trouble. And I am kind of up in the air of the economy of this controller, all right? And in my opinion, the economy is pretty bad on this controller, man. It eats up a lot of power. It chomps at your range like a whole lot, all right? Okay, so this is what happened. We got here late, like I mentioned, but I threw my gear on. I was already wearing my pajamas, all right? I put the hip protectors on, the knee pads on. I threw the number on the number plate, all right? They give you a paper number. I taped it on the plate. Then they give you a sticker to put on your helmet. When you get to the finish line, they scan it with the barcode, and then you get your time, all right? So it's a 1-hour race, guys, all right? Generally, Harescrambles are 1.5 hours, okay? If you're doing like like higher level riding, this is the C class, guys, all right? The C class only does a 1-hour race, all right? These are like all the beginner riders, is what I want to say, all right? Even though HadesOmega should probably move up to the B class, I haven't got enough trophies. I don't get any trophies, okay? I just come here out to have fun, right? And so they told us in the riders meeting that it was like close to 7 miles, and I'm like, oh well, we're not gonna do so well. If we got like we got like 40% when we after the second 2 laps, then we're gonna have to pit in and switch batteries. All right, yeah, so I kind of knew that going into the race that we were gonna need the second battery. Right, so I put the second battery. I forgot to put the little pillow thing. I didn't bring the little pillow to put in there as a spacer, because I have a smaller battery and a bigger battery. We started with the bigger battery, all right, and then we transitioned to the smaller battery, is what I want to say. So I knew on the second lap we're probably going to have to change the battery. I was like, and I've never done it on this race before. Okay, I've never had to do it, but I remember that last race I nearly ran out of power, and it was just, you know, you get that range anxiety in your head, like, oh, we should be really conservative, don't go too fast, blah blah blah. You know, I don't want to ride like that. So I knew, like, yeah, you know, if we switch batteries, then you can ride however you want, Merlin, because you're gonna have a lot of power. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so here we go. All right, I put the battery in the pits. I run to my bike, and then we go to the staging area. I line it with C5, and I was like, oh, I made it in time, man. It smells like grass out here at Hollister Hills. But another thing about Hollister Hills is, yeah, excuse me if I sneeze a lot and stuff, all right? Because it just smells like grass out here, man. It's my allergies are starting to flare up now. I didn't get it down there, but up here I am. But anyway, so what happened was, like, yeah, I staged the battery in the pits. All right, I didn't put the little pillowcase like I'm supposed to, but like whatever. I think it'll be fine for a lap. And then we go out to ride. C5, all right, I made it there in time, and then they line us up, and then we go. All right, first lap starts, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're just gonna take your time, man. Take your time. For the first lap, you should always take your time and figure out where you're going, all right? After the second and third lap, you can start to pick up the pace more, since you kind of know where everything is, all right? And my strategy with this bike is to, as much as possible, don't go into the dips, don't go into the bumpy stuff, all right? Go around it, all right? You can do that. There's enough room on the trail, especially with the Lightby, where you can just go around that rough stuff, all right? The suspension is still shit on this bike. I'm not gonna lie, man. I am not happy with this Lightby suspension. It just cannot handle the bumps and stuff and all that. It just beats you up so bad, all right? And that's how it was after the race, but we'll get there. Okay. Anyway, first lap comes along, and then, like, yeah, so this is kind of where you're gonna get settled into the pack. I got a lot of guys that pass me in front of me, but I also did pass a couple. I think I must have passed maybe like 3 people, and maybe three or 4 people passed me, you know, on the first lap. And it's a long course, and there's a lot of sections. I remember there was a lot of sections where there was not a lot of traction, and there were sections that did have a lot of traction. There was some mud there, like every kind of terrain that you could think of was kind of thrown at us. Okay, you've got like hard pack dirt with like some loose stuff, the really slippery stuff, right? You've got soft dirt, you've got the loose stuff, you've got mud, you've got rocks, and yeah, there was like lots of gravel and big kind of baby heads, like fist-sized rocks and stuff we had to ride through, and like kind of wide open 2-track, all right, where you can just really wail on it, all right? There was a lot of high-speed sections, I'm not gonna lie. And so, I don't know, I think I passed a couple bikes in the high-speed section because, you know, the power of the Lightby. I have to say, well, anyway, the first lap went by pretty well. I'm kind of tired. I don't like that the regen kind of sucks on this bike now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not happy with the regen on the KO controller. I want a regen throttle like the ASI controller. I've been so dependent on the ASI controller regen that, like, I can't ride without it anymore. That's what I was saying. That thing was so good, and then now I have to go to this crap now. All right, I've got the regen jacked up to 40 amps. It's still not enough. All right, it's still not enough to thing. All right, is what I'm gonna say. I'm not happy with it, but it does slow the bike down. All right. But another thing I don't like is that when you get to 10 miles an hour, you lose regen, all right? The regen cuts off. I don't like that. I want it to regen all the way down to 1 mile an hour, because what if I'm riding a technical downhill section and I need to slow the bike down, all right? I need that regen, all right? So For technical stuff, I'm not happy with the regen cutting off at 10. That is no good. All right, I'm not happy with that. I hope KO can make a setting for that to fix that, because I don't like that. The ASI had a setting like that where you can adjust what speed the regen will cut off. All right, and I always put it at 1 mile an hour. Okay, 10 is too much. Like maybe like 5 or 3. You know, that's fine. That would be fine with me. You know. Okay. So traction. Traction wasn't very good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I was slipping and sliding all over the place. On the straight sections where we're going really fast, I could feel the head start to shake and everything on the bike. I was like, whoa, we're going really fast. So I looked at the GPS after the race, and we had a max of 47 miles an hour. There were some really fast sections out there, guys. We were ripping it, dude. And yeah, we were keeping up with some bikes. You know. There are some people behind me. If I heard something behind me, I kind of looked, and I was like, if they were like really breathing down my neck or revving at me, then I'll be like, okay, you can go. So I would slow down. Remember, like in this race, they let you out in intervals. If somebody catches up to you, you've already lost. All right, that's the way I see it. So you should let them go by. But if you have to slow down a lot to let them go by, then that's not good for you. Okay. So if I knew there was a fast guy behind me, I would let him go. But if there was a lot of people that would catch up to me. I could hear it, you know, I could hear something behind me, and I'm just keep on riding. I'm like, well, if they get really close, I'll let them pass, and they would never get really close. I would somehow pull away from them a little bit, or they would crash or something. So I don't know what to say, man. Like, you need to go faster if you want to pass HadesOmega. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so first lap rolls along, and yeah, so. On the first lap at the end, I was like, man, yeah, this is a long course, man. And there was a lot of like sharp turns and stuff. I had to use that rear brake a lot, man. And another thing is like the front brake, I started losing pressure on the front brake. I was like, oh shit, I know the pads are fresh on it, so I think I gotta bleed the front brake, man. I gotta bleed all the brakes again, man. I hate having to rely on the brakes on this bike because they suck, okay? I'm not happy with the mountain bike brakes, man. They're just not good enough. They're not like motorcycle brakes, guys. I'm not happy with the brakes. I got so used to using the regen throttle to slow down all the time. I never used the brakes before, okay? I very rarely use the brakes, okay? Like, I very rarely use the rear brake. This race, I used the rear brake a whole lot because that's the one that had a lot of pressure, right? And something happened to my rear brake later, so I'll let you guys, I'll fill you that in when we get there. Okay? Anyway, first lap rolls around, and then the motocross course was like not very long. Once you got into the motocross, it's like one turn, another turn, and another, yeah, it's like 3 turns, 3 quick turns, no jumps, no wide open stuff. It was kind of a technical section of the motocross course, and then you go into the finish. All right, they scan your barcode, and then I head back out, and people are cheering for you and everything. Like, thanks if anybody was out there cheering for me, the electric bike. Thanks a lot, man. It helps get the spirits up, because I'm telling you, I was freaking tired, man. I haven't done a whole lot of dirt riding, and I had like food poisoning a couple weeks ago, so I'm still kind of recovering. Anyway, so second lap rolls around, and I see somebody put a sign up that says 28, and I'm like, what is that 28? I'm thinking, is that 28 minutes? I was like, holy crap, we're 28 minutes into the race? There's no way. I think we're only going to be able to do two laps. This is a 1 hour race, guys. So if we do another lap and we come in after 1 hour, then that's the end of the race for you. That's what I say. All right. But anyway, yeah. So we went around again. All right. Bike is running good. I don't know what it is towards the end. I could feel the bike, the motor like shuddering. It was like it would vibrate a whole lot. The motor would vibrate a lot, and I think it's because of this messed up jack shaft and stuff. That could be it. I'm not sure, because somebody hit me in a short track race, and then I bent the swing arm pivot, the swing arm axle. So, and it's been making a lot of noises since then, man. And I found out one of the bearings in my jack shaft is messed up. It's kind of like ovaled out or something. So that could be why it's making a lot of noise and it's vibrating a lot. But I noticed towards the end of the second lap, it was making a lot. The motor was making a lot of noise. I didn't like it. And I could feel the bike kind of losing power a little bit, like it was starting to maybe the battery was starting to overheat. I'm not sure, man. But yeah, we come in. we come in. I think I passed a couple people. We kind of settled in the pack already, so we're kind of, most of the time I was riding by myself. All right, and then I think somebody passed me at the motocross track. Yeah, and then so I went in. So second lap, and I'm like, I think we better pit in because I'm looking at it, and we're close to like 8 minutes at 8 miles a lap. All right, so that would mean we're at 16. We're gonna finish around 24 miles. We're not gonna have any juice. We won't have enough to do a third lap. Okay, that's my guess. I knew I had to pit in, so I pit in after the second lap, and then somebody helped me. I swapped the battery real quick. I think maybe, yeah, it took me less than a minute to swap the battery. That's what I remember. And then there was these guys. So what had happened, all right, when I came in when I finished the second lap, I had made it just under 1 hour. Just under 1 hour, so I was able to go out and do a third lap, all right? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that was the end of the race for me. But yeah, I had to do a third lap, all right? So I did the pit, I swapped the battery, it was pretty fast. There was these guys that were hanging out in the pits waiting to get their finisher pins or something because after I crossed the finish line was the end of the race for those guys. And then, so I got lucky, I came in right before 1 hour, and so I had to go out and do a third lap, all right? But that's good for me, I did 3 laps. Some people didn't do 3 laps, all right? And then, so here's what happened. I had to do a pivot turn because the battery was right here, and there's all these guys over here, and I was like, oh man, well I gotta get around them somehow. So I just did a pivot turn. I did like a 180-degree pivot turn, wheel up over the battery and down, and off I go. Okay, I gotta pit in. Yep.
I've been waiting for you to come, bro.
Oh my God, my hands are so, I can't, I'm so tired. Oh, I made the 1 hour?
Second lap, yeah. Go for it. You want to go out here?
Woo! Here we go! So that was a pretty awesome pit stop right there. And then yeah, off I go for the third lap, and I'm telling myself, okay, take it easy. But you know, I didn't. So by this time I'm really tired. My hands are hurting a whole lot. Yeah, but after the second lap, I can feel it. My wrist was starting to hurt. I couldn't grip the handlebars anymore. It might be because I'm like kind of like I don't have as much stamina as I did before because I've been sick lately. But also I noticed like gripping the throttle is a lot harder. That domino throttle is a lot harder to twist than the light beat throttle, all right? So that's one thing I miss about the light beat throttle, is really light, all right? But speaking of the throttle was great, all right? It was really touchy. So I'm not gonna lie, I had increased the sensitivity from 170 to 180 on the KO app. I was like, yeah, I was riding it, I was like, man, I kind of don't like this. It's like, it's too gentle to take off. So I moved it from 170 to 180 because I was riding it around in front of my house, and I was like, yeah. And then we do this race, and I'm like, I feel it's too sensitive. I kind of like it less sensitive. So I wish I had not changed that. I think I might change it back to 170 for the dirt. So I might want to write that down. But it was okay. I liked it. I kind of felt like I was gonna whiskey throttle it a couple times, and then yeah, I had it set to 2% deadband. All right, so like pretty much it is like a hair trigger, but once you twist that throttle, it'll go. And I got a lot of this kind of, you know, maybe I should make the deadband a little bit more, but I found out like yeah, if you have too much deadband, I kind of let off a lot on the throttle, and then it just nosedives. So I don't know what to do, man. I had to adjust my riding a whole lot because of this controller, man. I missed that regen throttle, man. I really want that back. KO, please make a regen throttle. I like it a lot, man. And the regen is just kind of shit on this KO motor. KO controller, man. Anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, I have to say, so I'm on the third lap, but I won't have to say the motor and the controller, dude. The motor and controller handle it just fine. I don't think they got that hot. I couldn't check during the race, all right, but it doesn't seem like the motor or the controller were getting hot at all. This controller is freaking badass, man. It can handle a lot of punishment, all right. I haven't been able to overheat this controller at all. I am legitimately impressed by what this controller can handle, all right. Now, I've never ridden a BAC 8000. Maybe I would have liked that better, but I remember that the BAC 4000 would have trouble overheating all the time, and it would slow down a lot. I did notice the bike kind of slowed down on the second lap, but towards the end, I think the battery might have been overheating. Sure, I'm running 180 amps DC current, so I don't know if it was overheating. I don't know. I've never overheated it off-road. That would suck, man. You have to wait for people to do it. But anyway, okay, third lap, so we swapped the batteries, and we're going around, and then I wound up racing this guy on a 450. I forgot what his name was. I think his name was like Christopher or something. I don't even know if I was really racing against him, but yeah, we were racing the whole, like, almost like half of the lap. I was behind him. He messed up a couple times, and I was able to almost pass him, but then he got away from me. He rode really good, man. The guy riding, it was a not WR, it was a YZ 450. All right, it was a YZ 450, and he was wearing like kind of this rainbow jersey. All right, you'll see him in the third lap of the video. And I could not pass him, man. He legitimately rode pretty well, I must say. All right, our skill levels were very, very close. All right, but he was riding a 450, guys, a 450 versus Lightning, right? Okay, so just think, the size of the bike is like huge difference, man. A huge difference, and we were keeping up with them. Okay, so just to give that a little food for thought right there. Okay, we were doing okay, and then I think halfway I almost crashed or something. I did bad around going a corner, and then he just left, and then we never caught up to him somewhere halfway. And then that was it. Nobody else passed us that whole time. We were just kind of out there by ourselves. I think there was like 2 guys behind me, but I think that was in the second lap. Yeah, there was a lot of Yamahas, man, passing me. I remember seeing a lot of Yamahas, man. Anyway, yeah, but I thought I rode pretty well. The bike did really well. And then, at the end of the third lap, I freaking crashed the bike, man. I crashed into the freaking pole or fence or something. I think I lost the front. The front washed out, and the handlebar with the handguard, it hit the freaking pole really hard and down. I was on the ground, man. It was a pretty bad crash.
Oh, fuck! Oh, my brake lever broke off. Oh, fuck.
I should have just taken it easy, you know. I always tell myself this, you know, don't crash, because crashing it hurts, and it hurts the bike, and it hurts your time, right? So, and then what do I do? I crash at almost the finish line, guys. So I picked the bike up. I was like, oh shit, what's this line dangling here, and there's stuff coming out of it. I busted off the left brake line, all right? The left brake line busted off. My headlight was like bent or something, and I think the forks are like bent or something. Hopefully the forks aren't damaged. I'll take a look at it when I go home. Yeah, and then so I just had to kind of hobble it to the finish line, guys, and yeah, and I got a standing ovation when I came back. So all right, and yeah, it was pretty joyous, but I had no rear brake. All right, so I noticed like riding no rear brake, it sucks, man. You can't get the bike to slow down around the corners, and if you use the front brake, it washes out. And so there's something wrong with this front brake. I think I need to bleed the brake. So I will go bleed it, so it'll be stiffer. Because there's many times during the race I felt like I was losing the brake. Like I pull it, and nothing would really happen. Right? I had to really pull it hard. So I think I got to bleed the front brake. Right? The rear brake actually was pretty good. It did pretty good. That's the one I did bleed a while back. So I will bleed the rear and the front brake. So with this KO setup, all right, it's very critical that your brakes work really good, because the regen sucks. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Anyway, I don't like the regen on this bike, okay? It's not good for off-road, all right? I don't like the regen for off-road. One thing KO could do better, all right, is to add a minimum regen speed setting to the bike, all right? I know the minimum regen on this is 10 miles per hour. That's too high, man. I need it lower than that. For technical riding, I need to have it lower. I need to have it 1 mile an hour. I need regen all the way down to 1 mile an hour. So if I'm going down a steep hill, the bike will slow down for me and I don't have to use the brakes as much, all right? With the ASI controller, that was a non-issue. I would use the regen throttle all the time. The regen throttle, the performance is consistent. The brakes are not consistent, man. I would feel the lever height change all the time, especially the right one. Sometimes the right one would be stiff, sometimes it wouldn't. So I think I got some air in there or something. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. I can't have that, man. I need consistent braking all the time. All right, and so that leads me to another thing. That's why I want a light. That's why I want an Ultra B. All right, because Ultra B has real motorcycle brakes. I'm tired of this mountain bike bullshit. Okay, I'm tired of the mountain bike brakes and the mountain bike suspension. All right, it's not good enough. On the third lap, I could feel myself. Oh, I'm really tired. I cannot grip the handlebar. When I came off of the track, all right, I could barely grab the handlebars. That's how hard, how much it hurt my hands. All right. Okay, so if I was riding my KLX, I'll tell you this: I probably wouldn't be as tired. All right, maybe not. The throttle does beat me up on the KLX. However, the suspension is much better on the KLX, man. It soaks up all the bumps and everything. I don't have to be afraid of all the dips and the rough terrain. You know, it'll absorb it really well. Okay, maybe I need to tune the suspension better. It could be. I made the suspension really soft, but I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the suspension did really good. When I jumped it, it would just like marshmallows, you know. Sometimes it works really good, sometimes it doesn't. All right, it's still beating me up, but I'll tell you this: it's way better than a stock HHORA. Okay, so yeah. But I really want an Ultra B. I think that's the ticket right there, man. I'm tired of this mountain bike stuff. Okay, I don't want to mess around with this mountain bike stuff. I would trade some weight for some real suspension, guys. Okay. Okay, yeah. So KO motor and controller, they did great. All right. No, not once did it skip a beat. Not once did it overheat. Now, I did kind of feel it was losing power, but I think the battery was overheating after the second lap. So here's some stats for the race. All right. The first battery, right, the bigger battery, the one that we did 2 laps on, was down to 43% and 67.5 volts. That, you know what? We might have been able to do a 3rd lap. The key word is might have been able to do it. All right, I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's a big might. All right. What I've noticed is, yeah, when you get up to about 40%, the voltage just nosedives. All right, guys. Like it just jumps through that like fast. All right. When you're below 50%, you gotta watch it. All right. And so I think that was the right call. That was the right call to switch the battery. All right. So anyway, the other battery had 68% and 76.4 volts left in it. All right, so plenty of charge. We only did 1 lap on it. I think if we did another lap, it probably would have been around 40% also. Okay. Okay, we rode a total of 24.4 miles. All right, so that's got to tell you it's about 8 miles a lap. That is the longest Hollister Hills Harescramble race I've ever done. The longest course. All right, and I knew we were going to have trouble with the batteries. All right, so that is the first time I've had to do a battery swap for this race. All right, usually I don't have to do it. All right, and it wasn't too bad. I did pretty good. The only thing is I didn't bring the little pillowcase that I normally put on top of the battery. This is the race that you would want to use that on, because you're riding and the bike is just doing all this crazy stuff and the battery's jumping all over the place. Something could happen to the battery, right? You don't want that to happen. That's why I put that little pillowcase in there, so it's got a little shock absorber, right? 24.4 miles, about 8 miles a lap. Our moving average was 16.5 miles an hour. We hit a max speed of 47.4 miles an hour on those high-speed sections, all right? And I'll tell you this, This bike had a lot of power. I did try to do eco mode, but I felt eco mode was just not enough power. Yeah, eco mode was not enough power, and then sport mode was kind of too much power sometimes, all right? But when you needed that power, you twisted it, man, it goes, all right? I was keeping up with these other bikes, all right? These gas bikes. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you know, it's dependent on the rider too. You know, there's a lot of guys out there really fast, all right? HadesOmega is your average Joe rider, all right? I'm a C-class rider, so I'm trying to make it to the B-class, but we gotta win more races. Okay, and then I've got the results already, all right? They might change the results. I will check the results when I get home on the internet, all right? But this is what, yeah, I will have a separate video going over the results and then like how we did for overall in the C-class, all that stuff. But I raced in C5, all right? And I came in 8th. I came in 8th out of 14 riders, all right? There was 14 riders in my class and we came in 8th. We're pretty much in the middle of the pack, all right? I didn't get a trophy, guys. You have to have gotten 4th place to get a trophy, unfortunately. So, but that was a pretty big class. I came in ahead of Christopher Lum. I think I know that guy. Yeah, and then there was these other guys in front of us. Okay, so the bikes that were in front of us were KTM bikes, guys. I lost to a bunch of pumpkins. Dadgummit. All right, I lost to a bunch of pumpkins, and there was we beat some Yamahas and Huskies and KTM's. All right, that says a lot. Little Chinese electric dirt bike. All right, we finish in the middle of the pack, racing against real dirt bikes, guys. These are real dirt bikes. This is, you know, this is not a real dirt bike. Okay, it's kind of like a hybrid bike. I think that's, in my book, I feel like we're already a winner. All right, that's what I say. All right. So yeah, that's all I want to say, man. Thank you, buddy. I know I crashed it really bad. That was my fault, all right? That was all my bad, all right? I think I hit the brake or something. I hit the front brake and then the front washed out or something happened. I have to watch the video again, all right? But yeah, I made contact with that pole and it fucked my bike up, all right? And that is 100% my fault. It's not the bike's fault, okay? I'm sorry, buddy. I thought it did really good throughout the race. It's still beating me up a whole lot. I don't know what we're gonna do during Virginia City Grand Prix. We're just gonna have to dig down deep and keep on riding, man. That's all I want to say. Oh yeah. Let me check our time. Our time was, so when I checked, it was 1 hour and like 24 minutes. Our official time is 1 hour and 20 minutes and 53 seconds. Okay, on an unknown bike. Right, guys? They can't put SOAR on it. I've been racing this race for like three or 4 years already, man, and they can't put SOAR on in the computer, man. What the heck? Okay. Yeah. So okay, I will go over all the other results later. All right, but we finished with that 1 hour and 20 minutes. All right, which is almost a full Harescramble, guys. Full Harescrambles are usually 1 hour and 1 hour and 30 minutes. All right, and we were just 10 minutes shy of that. All right, that was almost like a full-blown Harescramble. All right, that is the longest course that I've ever ridden. That is the first time I've had to do a battery swap, and that's the first time I've run into a freaking no. I have run into a pole before. And during LAB2V, I crashed my DR650 into a freaking pole because I was so exhausted and tired, and we were riding in like deep sand, and the bike just kind of crashed into a pole. The only pole in the desert, guys. All right. Yeah, I crashed. It was a gate, basically. I crashed into the pole of the gate to go into the motocross track. And I heard of a lot of people, like they were crashing on we passed a lot of people because they crashed a lot, all right? So that's the key to, you know, you gotta be consistent, all right? Don't crash, all right? You don't have to go super fast, just ride at your pace, you know? Yeah, but the bike is still beating me up a whole lot. This motor controller is pretty awesome. I'm still kind of up in the air of its economy. It seems like this controller eats up a lot of power, all right? But yeah, we are demanding a lot of power from it, all right? It had a lot of power, ample power to get around that course, is what I want to say. All right, when I wanted that power, it was there. All right, eco mode, I think it was kind of too tame. I think we're gonna do something about that, is what I want to say. All right, yeah, I can make the eco mode a little bit more. I think I might turn the sensitivity back down to 170. that's the end of the after action review. I will have a separate video clip on like our kind of overall results and stuff. I will check the internet. Usually the results that they post here are like not the final results. All right. Whenever I check it online, it's always changed a little bit. All right. So I'll check it. We'll check it again when I get home. Okay, but there it is. I didn't break it too bad. I'm gonna have to. I think what I'm gonna do is snip the brake line. All right, I'm gonna snip the brake line and just put a new end on it and stick it in there, and then fill it up with brake fluid. And I hope I can get it running again soon. All right, or if not, we might have to buy a new brake line. I'm not sure. I think I can fix that brake line. I think it just ripped out of there, so I don't think we broke anything. So yeah, I don't know. I might have some extra brake line at home. That's the nice thing about these brake lines. They're kind of easy to work with. Yeah, I'm not really happy with the brakes, the regen braking, the power, lots of power. Okay, tires. There's nothing we could have done out there, man. Like the traction was good in some places, the traction was shitty in others. You just gotta be careful. And yeah, we had to use 2 batteries. I'm pretty sure if we used only 1 battery, we wouldn't have completed. So that leads me to believe the economy is still there, guys. Especially riding off-road. I noticed for off-road riding, it's okay. Now, when you're riding on the street and you're just ripping it wide open throttle, yeah, it eats up a lot of power, man. But riding in the dirt is not too bad, all right? Especially if you're not this, wide open the whole time, all right? I'm not gonna lie, I have to milk it like a whole lot. There's a lot of going up hills and down hills. The up hills you gotta rip it. The down hills you gotta, I just try to coast down it, all right? And tried to use that regen to recharge the battery. Did the regen help keep charging the battery? Yeah, I'm sure it did. I did use the regen a whole lot. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the punishment that the KO motor, factory motor, and controller took, as I want to say, and lots of power, gobs of power, like enough power for off-road riding, is what I say. What else? Yeah, I didn't have any problem with the chains or the primary drive. Yeah, the bike ran great. Except there's a big vibration in the drivetrain, and I think it might be that bad jack shaft. It could be that, and I feel like the motor is like doing like a shuddering. It's not the motor isn't smooth. I think when it gets hot, the motor it vibrates a lot. I think there's a setting to make the motor more smooth. I might go ask him about that. Like, yeah, it feels like when the motor starts to get hot, it starts to vibrate. That's what it seems like. That's what I want to say. But the bike handled this race pretty good. I hope we'll do okay during the Virginia City Grand Prix. We're gonna be doing. I'm gonna bring 3 batteries for the Virginia City Grand Prix. Some guy's gonna let me borrow. There's a guy that I met, got them at Medcap, and he's gonna let me borrow his EBMX battery. So I'll get to test that EBMX battery during the race too. So look forward to that. Virginia City Grand Prix is in a few weeks, so this is a good practice for that race, because this is a 24-mile race. I think the Grand Prix is going to be almost the same. It's going to be like 20, 21, maybe 30 miles. Who knows? It might be 10 miles. But we'll have a battery for every lap, so we won't have to worry about range anxiety. All right, guys? Okay. Anyway, there'll be another clip when I get home. We'll go look at the results one more time. All right. We'll go look at all the results and see how we did compared to the other classes and stuff. All right. I race in the C5 class with the 40-year-olds. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the AAR. This portion of the AAR. All right. All right. By the way, guys, this is the sticker. All right. This is the finisher sticker. All right. Wild Wabbit finisher. April 15, 2023. We did it, guys. The Lapey, another successful race. All right. Just don't be crashing into any freaking gates or poles. HadesOmega, jeez. All right. Now I gotta fix the bike again. All right. By the way, guys, I'm here at the entrance of the Hollister Hills, where the racing is. All right. We don't race like in the normal park. There's like a park back here that we race at, and that's the way we've been doing it for a while. But anyway, I just wanted to point out that they did not. The park is not open. Okay, the park isn't open because we got all this rain, and it damaged the trails. Like a lot of the trails are messed up. I was supposed to say, all right, and they're still trying to fix it. I heard that tomorrow. Yeah, I heard tomorrow that they're gonna they're going to open the park. So, but today the park was actually closed, so there was nobody out here riding, except for us. All right, so I guess I feel kind of privileged. All right, it's a god. But yeah, the course was pretty good. I don't think I didn't see anything that was kind of damaged. I did kind of see, like, in some sections there was some like dirt pushed off to the side. There might have been like a mudslide or something, but they cleared the trail. They cleaned the trail up. So good job, Hollister Hills Off-Road Association. Another great race, and the course was pretty nice. Not bad. It was in great shape for the most part. It's still pretty bumpy and whoopy, but yeah, what are you gonna do? All right. All right, by the way, guys, I've become somewhat of a celebrity. Yeah, I've become somewhat of a celebrity in these Hollister Hill races, because I've done it like so many times on this electric bike, man. I'm the only one out there that does it, man. There was a guy that he went and talked to me. He builds like electric bike conversions, but he's never taken it out there to race, you know? Like, why not? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Electric bikes have a lot of advantages, and they've got a lot of disadvantages, man. Sorry, this mirror is like just blocking my face. But anyway, I ran into a lot of people that kind of, they knew, like, hey, you're that guy that races that electric bike. You're the guy that races a Sauron, you know. And this time around, a lot of people that own Saurons, they came up to me like, hey, you got, like, they were asking me about my bike and stuff, and some of them bought a Sauron because they saw me racing it, you know, and they said they really like the bike. It's a lot of fun, you know. And I told them, yeah, you know, I told them my honest opinion about the Sauron. All right, it's kind of getting like an old bike, you know, and I would like a newer bike with better suspension and brakes and stuff. And that's why I want to get an Ultra B. I think the Ultra B will freaking be awesome in this race. I can't wait to get one, but I don't got the money, man. So I'm gonna have to raise some funds to get it. But I think that would be my next race bike, is a Ultra B. It's like a little more stouter than a light B, is what I'm gonna say. So you guys might see me maybe the next Hollister Hills race, or the next one. You might see me racing an Ultra B, okay? And honestly, for the specifications for the Ultra B is, I think it would be good enough for a stock Ultra B to race in that race. All right, maybe if you had like 2 batteries. All right, I heard the range on the Ultra B honestly isn't all that good. Even if it's got like double the battery size, it still eats up the same amount of power as the light B. Okay, because you're adding a lot more weight to the bike. All right, you're adding like 50-60 pounds to the bike, and then what else? What's the other problem? Oh yeah, it has like twice the power. It has more than twice the power of the light B. So yeah, you know. But anyway, if you got a Sauron, come on and race HadesOmega out there, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. If it's one thing, you know, there hasn't been anybody racing Saurons, man. I'm the only one that does it. I guess I'm the only one that's crazy enough to do it, all right? But anyway, a lot of these guys showed up, and then they had like bikes. They had Sauron bikes, and we were talking about them and stuff. So if you came up and talked to me, thanks a lot, you know. Thanks for watching my videos and all that stuff. Yeah, I've become somewhat of a celebrity at this race. So I'm gonna say, oh man, I gotta make a turn somewhere up here. But yeah, I really enjoy racing that bike. It's got a lot, like I said, it's got a lot of advantages and it's got a lot of disadvantages at the same time. So, and you know, I'm surprised nobody with like a home built, like a converted bike. You know, that I think that's what I want. I want to make a converted bike, you know, for racing type of thing. But I kind of put that on the back burner. It's either I build another bike from scratch, or I buy an Ultra B. And I really like the Ultra B. I think that'd be a great bike. I don't think I would do too many mods to an Ultra B, is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, I would probably get better tires for one thing. Probably just better tires. The same shitty 19-inch wheel combo, man. I'm like, man, why did they do this? Why don't they just put a real motorcycle rear wheel, like an 18 or a 17 or something? 16. So that's what I might do. I might wind up changing the wheel or the tire. Definitely we're gonna want a rim lock. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I think the power would be enough. Maybe get a KO controller in the future, but we'll see. I think that Suron controller should be pretty good. It's got traction control and what's the word? It's got regenerative braking and all that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that it can do from right out of the box. So I'm pretty excited about it, but I don't got $6,000 lying around either. So I had kind of thought of the idea of just selling the Light B and then buying an Ultra B. I think that's what a lot of people are doing. The Talaria R just came out, and I see all these freaking Surons and Talarias for sale now. I was like, well. And so Talaria has kind of done something amazing, is what I'll say. They've put out a better bike than the Suron and the original Talaria, because the original Talaria Sting was designed to compete with the Light B, Yeah, it was designed to compete with the Light B, and so this Talaria R is designed to crush the Light B, pretty much. It's got more power, you don't have that freaking stupid belt and everything. Yeah, so pretty good. That's what I want to say. I think Talaria did a good job with that bike, but the Ultra B is coming out. All right, now the Ultra B is a lot more expensive, But yeah, anyway, I'm just kind of talking about the future for HadesOmega moto racing, right? Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of money. Hopefully I'll be able to get some funds somehow. HadesOmega needs to get a job or something, But anyway, but I'm still having a lot of fun riding that Light B. But yeah, it's just I've kind of hit the peak of what I can do with it, at least for dirt biking. For Supermoto, I think it's okay, and that KO Moto controller and motor are like, they're freaking a lot of power is what I want to say, right? It's kind of like, I don't like that there's no regen throttle, but yeah, and I don't like the regen setting. I'm gonna go tell them, hey, can you make a minimum regen settings? 10 miles an hour is just way too high, man. I need less than that for technical riding, I do a lot of technical riding with the Light B, that's its forte, technical riding, It's lightweight, it's easy to get through the rough stuff type of thing. But anyway, yeah, so if you came by and said hi, thanks, and yeah, if you've been watching my videos and all that stuff, thanks everybody. I think I have like 4,800 subscribers now. HadesOmega is not a big time YouTuber, but it's still kind of a hobby, but I still enjoy doing it, and it's a lot of work. Okay, and I just like to give you guys exciting content and like technical content, stuff like that. Exciting content like these races and stuff. In racing, anything could happen. That's what I say. All right, this little electric bike could whoop up on a bunch of little on real gas dirt bikes, man. It's here, guys. It's here. Electric motorcycles are here. I don't know why more people don't race them. I don't understand. They're afraid they're gonna break it or something. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Thanks if you came by and said hi to me. Thanks. Shout out to you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. There was something I did forget to talk about. So I normally ride with a chest protector, a roost deflector, right? And then today I found out why you should ride with the roost deflector, guys. I was following, I must have been like I was following one of them dirt bikes, all right? And I was really close to him. I was like on his tail, man. And you know how you brap the throttle before you get to a jump to get it to, do the thing, to get the front up? Well, he brapped me. He brapped me, and I got roosted pretty bad in the chest. All right, in the chest. Like, so that's why you guys. That's why you should wear a chest protector, guys. That's what it's for. It's to protect you against. That's why they call it a roost deflector. All right, I got roosted pretty bad, man. Like, it was like boom, and this was like not. It wasn't just soil, you know. It was like gravel. It was like gravel and dirt and stuff hit me straight in the chest. I was like, "Ow, damn, that sucks." And there were some people there. They were there and they saw it. They were like, "Ouch." Yeah, I hella got brapped, man, or roosted. That's the correct term. I got roosted. All right. Hopefully, I roosted some people. I don't know, maybe. But yeah. The one time I decided like to not wear my chest protector, I got roosted pretty bad, alright? Oh! I got roosted bad! The one time I don't bring my roost protector, man, I got roosted bad! So yeah, the one time I decided not to wear my roost deflector, I got roosted one of those laps pretty bad, man. Fortunately, none of it hit my head, or the camera, or my goggles, or anything. It was just pretty much all on the chest. One time, it's always like that, like, oh yeah, you know, I'm not gonna ride with my elbow pads today. I crashed and I hurt my elbow. Yeah, man, it's some dumb stuff like that. It's like, so yeah, so the safety gear that I wore today when I rode, right, is obviously a helmet, right, goggles, and I didn't wear a chest protector. I don't wear elbow pads. I used to wear elbow pads, but I can't find like some elbow pads that stay in place, you know? They're always moving. And I wear knee and shin protector, all right, and boots, all right, full size motocross boots, all right. So full size boots, shin protector, knee protector. The shin and knee protector is like, it's the same thing. And I have a hip pads in my pants, all right. Because I've fallen on my hip a bunch of times, and it's not good, guys. It's all bad. Okay, so and then gloves, yeah, that too. I was wearing gloves. I was wearing gloves with those anti-blister underglove thingies, and they work pretty good, except the what is it? My thumb, right? My thumb right here, that twisted throttle. Like I like kind of prop that up on the grip, you know, the grip donuts. And that's what the grip donut's supposed to do. It's supposed to, you know, keep you from getting blisters. Well, I got blisters still. All right, but it was not too bad. It's just a little blister. I've had worse, but I actually have like a tape that I wrap around. It's a blister tape. Sometimes I wrap my thumb around that. All right, and I probably should have done it for this race. If I'd done it, I guarantee you I probably wouldn't have got blisters. So I should do it on both hands. So it only takes a few. Well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was in a big hurry to get to the thing also. So I kind of, you know, I haven't had to do it for a while, but I should probably do it before every race, you know, because this race it was bothering me. All right, and now I got a boo-boo. All right. Alright, hey, HadesOmega here. It's been 2 days since the race, and the results came out like last night or something, so let's go take a look at them, alright? The funny thing is, like, the day after the race, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a little sore, yeah, I feel a little beat up, and then 2 days later, I'm hurting really bad. I don't know what it is, but sometimes it's like that, like the day after, I'm hurting a little bit, the next day it hurts even worse. I don't understand, right? It's supposed to hurt the day after, right? But yeah, HadesOmega is just getting old, and yeah, I need to exercise more, I guess. Maybe something like, I guess, adrenaline. Maybe adrenaline still circulate in you the next day. I'm not sure, man. I don't think it lasts that long. All right, let's go take a look at these scores. Okay, so this is the part of the video I like to look at results and see how we did compared to everybody else, okay? I was the only one there on an electric bike. I was the fastest electric bike there, guys. Nobody else races electric bike, especially for Harescrambles, man. But I make it happen. I make the impossible possible. Anyway, here we are. I was in the C5 class. I know I went over the results in the AAR video, but in this clip, we're going to analyze the results a little more, okay?
So here I am. All right, I finished 8th. All right, and 59 overall. I think that's out of 102 racers. All right, so we are in the middle of the pack. As you see, we're in the middle of this list right here. And if you look at the like where 59 out of 102 puts me is like in the middle, like almost smack dab in the middle of the pack. All right, guys. So HadesOmega is a mid-pack rider. So let's say okay. But yeah, we were racing. Like overall, that's like you're racing everybody. Okay. So yeah, we're here in the middle. Our number was 753, okay? And I did 3 laps and I finished in 1 hour, 20 minutes and 53 seconds, all right? There is only one guy behind me, all right, Christopher Lum, that came in. He came in 60th, yeah, right behind us. He came in like 1 minute behind us. Ooh, no, not 1 minute. That's actually pretty close. He came in like 10 seconds, yeah, almost 10 seconds behind us. So if HadesOmega hadn't picked himself up after he crashed and got over there, I probably would have, this Christopher Lum guy might have passed me. All right. He was riding a Yamaha, so that was the guy that was the closest. So he was literally right behind us. Okay, so we were racing. That's what I say. All right, as you can see, a bunch of pumpkins beat me. All right. KTM, well, here's me, unknown, KTM, 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 KTM. There's one Honda that came in 3rd, and KTM, all right? So the fastest guys in our pack, all right? I think the 1 to 4 got trophies, all right? 5, 6, 7, and 8, better luck next time, right? Okay, that's where I fall, better luck next time, all right? HadesOmega is always in the middle of the pack, man. I wish they still had a mini race, man. They don't have a race for minis anymore, like adult minis, so I guess not enough people race mini bikes. Yeah, these guys were racing like legit, like freaking enduro bikes, okay, or motocross bikes. So yeah, tough. That's gonna be a tough one, HadesOmega. All I could say is the suspension was beating me up. All right, so the number 1 guy, all right, 3 laps, 1 hour and 9 minutes. So this guy was 10 minutes faster than us. Could we catch this guy? No way. 10 minutes faster. That guy's pretty fast. All right, that's Neil Netzer. All right, the second place was John Case. All right, John Case finished 21 overall. 1 hour, 10 minutes. Still 10 minutes faster than us, guys. All right, these guys are this was a really close race. The first 3, yeah, they're really close. They're like a minute within each other. All right, there was Derek Haig. He came in 3rd, all right, on the Honda. Yeah, we got one Japanese bike up there. All right, 4th place was Kane Fisher at 113. 5th place was Scott Harris at 113 again. These guys are really close. Josh Vonus, hope I'm saying that right, came in 6th at 1 hour 14. All right, and then Carlos Juan Carlos. They're like both first names, guys. Juan Carlos. 3 laps at 1 hour 18 minutes. All right, that came in 7th. All right, this guy was in front of us. Could we have caught this guy? Yeah, we could have caught this guy. I think we could have caught this guy. He was not too far off. We were about a minute off. So yeah, pretty much the 6, 7, and 8 were really close, guys. Yeah, 6, 7, and 8 were really close. If any of us like messed up really bad, then yeah, we could have passed each other. I don't think we were like in visual distance from each other, but yeah, we're like, if I had gone a minute faster, I probably could have caught up to this guy. All right, so could HadesOmega come in 7th in this race? Yeah, if I pushed a little harder. Okay, guys, it's easier said than done. All right. Okay, so you just remember our time, 1 hour 20 minutes. So HadesOmega likes to compare himself to the other classes. All right, and what you'll notice is the first couple classes are crazy fast, and then it starts to go down a little bit, all right? And then it gets faster, all right? It seems like the younger guys and the older guys are faster because, you know, you get the veteran riders at the back. Okay, anyway, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Holy moly. So nobody did 4 laps. That's good. But this Nico Palladrini guy came in first at 1 hour and 3 minutes. That's blazing fast. This guy was 27 minutes in front of us on a Husky. Yeah, that's funny. Like, all the top bikes are Husky and KTMs, man. Damn, it's crazy. All right, where would we have fallen on this list? 1 hour 20. We came in 13th place in front of this Anthony Parker guy, Parker kid. These are 12 to 15-year-old riders, okay, guys? Crazy fast kids, man. I'm telling you, we got destroyed by these kids. Yeah, we would have finished. We would have finished in the middle of the pack of these guys, okay? All right, so here's C2. All right, C2 is 16 to 22 years old. First place was 1 hour and 4 minutes, blazing fast. This is third overall finisher, Bailey Rosbach, all right? And then so we would have finished 17th place, even higher, all right? We would have been in front of this beta kid right here, Hayden Mitchell, all right? Yeah, we would have been right here, 17. That's like the bottom of the middle pack. Okay, guys, even worse. Okay, C3. What would we have fallen in? Well, anyway, the first place was C3 is 23 to 29. All right, 1 hour 6 minutes on a KTM. Antonio Baltodano. Okay, fourth place overall. Really fast, guys. All right. That's we were 20, right? That's 14 minutes faster than us. It's still blazing fast. We got a 1 hour 20. Holy moly! This C3 class was. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I almost like, what the heck, man? Oh, these guys are so fast. They're under 1 hour. But no, these guys did only 2 laps. All right, these guys came after the 1 hour on their second lap. So 1 hour and 18. We would have been 8th place. All right, we would have been like on the bottom of the barrel here for the C3. All right, there wasn't too many racers. There was like 11. Okay. C4, this is where I used to race. Doesn't look too, not big a pack here, that's what I want to say. First place was 1 hour, let's call that 1 hour 7 minutes, man, literally 1 second. On a Yamaha, yeah, there we go. We finally got a Japanese bike on the podium. 5th overall, all right, Brian McGann. All right, and then HadesOmega would have been, oh my god, okay, I was like, man, we did horrible. We would have came in 7th place, all right, behind this Josh Rose guy on a Husky, okay. Yeah, we would have done worse if we were in the C4 class, damn. Okay, so C5 seems to be where all the fun's at. This is where all the old guys hang out, man. And that's where we are, all right. Like I said, we're mid-pack, all right. I went over that already. I'm not going to go over that. Okay, C6, all right. 50 to 59-year-olds, all right. First place was 1 hour 11 minutes, still blazing fast, man. Like, that's like 9 minutes faster than us, all right. I'd say anything over 5 minutes, like, they pretty much destroyed us, guys. Rich McDermott, 25th overall on a KTM, all right. We would have finished 7th, all right, 7th in this class. Wow, we were in the right class, guys, I'll tell you that. Any other class, we would have finished at the bottom of the pack. All right. Yeah, KTM. Okay. That was 9 racers. We had what? 14. Yeah, that was a good pack. We got a lot of C5s. C7, 60 and up. Whoa, these senior riders, man, super seniors. All right. Bill Tiernan. All right. First place. 50th overall. All right. All on KTMs and Huskies, man. 1 hour and 17 minutes and 40. Actually, that's not too fast for us. Yeah, that's not much faster than us, guys. I think if we were in the C7 class, we might have beat these guys. All right, but that's nothing to brag about. These guys are 60 years and older. I don't even know if I'm going to be riding when I'm 60. So let's say, all right, guys. Yeah, man. Anyway, we would have fallen probably 4th. We probably would have got 4th place, and we probably wouldn't have got a trophy either. So I think that I don't think they give a 4th place trophy if there's like 6 riders. All right, guys, something like that. They do that. Mine was like 4th place. So anyway, yeah, we would have won that 4th place and still no trophy. The rest of these guys, this guy did 2 laps, this guy did 1 lap, this guy did 0 laps. So I don't know what happened to this Jackie guy. But yeah, so we would have finished in the middle of the pack too on this race. So, okay, and then this is the ladies, guys. C8 women, all right, the ladies. Last year I had a couple women pass me, and this year, oh no, one woman passed me, all right. I think I recognized that name. I think she'd probably passed me the last time I raced, all right. It was Hensley Roeder, all right. First place, 33rd overall on a KTM, 1 hour, 12 minutes. Could we have beat her? No, she was pretty fast, man. She's pretty fast. All right, but if we had been racing the women, all right, if HadesOmega had a sex change, okay, we would have got second place. We would have got a trophy, guys. There's quite a bit of women too, like 10, all right, but they're not very competitive. I'm not gonna lie. It literally took them. I don't wanna like, you know, make fun of them, but like the second, yeah, okay, so we would have lapped some of these ladies, all right. I'm not gonna lie, we would have lapped some of these ladies almost. It took them literally 1 hour and 14 minutes to do 2 laps, guys. Just to do, so they were slower than me, I'll tell you that. Okay. Okay, so ladies, you need to ride better, is what I want to say. Okay, and yeah, there's the total 102. What was I? I was like 58 or 59. So yeah, we were in the middle there somewhere. Okay, I've got our lap times here. All right, I don't think I've ever gone over these. I didn't. They never post these before, but here we are. We're rider 753. There's my name, Marlon Valencia. I do have an AMA number, but it's not there. Class was C5, 40 to 49-year-olds. 3 laps, 59 overall out of 102 riders. What's a class position? We were 8th. Okay, yep. All right, and these are our lap times. You can see we hit 26 minutes 39 seconds on the first lap. Don't mind the ice cream truck music there. Our average speed was 18 miles an hour. All right, and then our second lap was 26 minutes and 33 seconds. Hey, talk about consistency, guys. Well, you know what? I'm not going to lie. The second lap, you should be getting faster, HadesOmega. You shouldn't be getting slower. But yeah, we got faster by like freaking 6 seconds or something. All right, guys. Same time, same speed. All right. So that gave us 53 minutes on the second lap, which allowed us to do a third lap. Bam! All right. And for our third lap, we got 27 minutes and 41 seconds. I think I had a couple slowdowns and crashes on the third lap. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of out of steam on that third lap. This is a long course and it beat me up pretty bad, guys. I was hurting pretty bad on that third lap. And yeah, I crashed into the freaking gate post at the end going into the last section. All right, so that didn't help either. So yeah, and then so that gave us a maximum our elapsed time of 1 hour 20 minutes, all right, and 53 seconds. The last lap was 27:41, all right. So it's like we got a little bit faster and then we got a lot bit slower. Yeah, pretty much our third lap was like 1 minute, literally 1 minute slower. 1 minute slower than the second lap. So what that's got to tell you, we have HadesOmega has a stamina issue. Okay, the third lap is you know, I wasn't feeling. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of relaxed and I kind of knew you know, the course and everything. I knew how to conserve my energy, you know, but I just kind of took it easy on the third lap when maybe I should have probably gotten faster. All right. Yeah, there's no excuse to not be going faster, at least on the second lap, all right? But we did go faster, we went faster by 6 seconds. I'm surprised the first and second lap, not much of a difference, all right? But hey, you're consistent, at least, you know. And 27 versus 26 minutes is still not that big a difference either. So I would say that's legit, you know, our average lap time, 26 minutes on that course, okay? Okay, and so that is the results, all right, for Wild Wabbit 2023, the C-Class race, all right? I went over, like, all the results, sort of, kind of, and I went over my results and my lap time. So I hope that was, I hope this was an interesting and entertaining video. HadesOmega, I think to get better, I have to say, I think we need a better bike. So I say, that bike, it just beats me up too much for these Harescramble races, man. But it is fun to ride, all right? It's a different kind of animal type of thing. I don't have to worry about stalling or starting the bike, you know. I don't have to worry about shifting, you know. There's a lot of positives, but there's also a lot of negatives too, okay? Yeah, the bike beats me up. The suspension isn't, you know, ideal for like an enduro bike, as I want to say. It's okay, as I want to say. And yeah, so that's gonna, you know, when the bike can do more of the work, means you don't have to do more work, and you can ride longer, faster, you know, type of thing. And that's what I've been trying to build this bike up for the last couple of years, and it's just not working. This bike is just not a good riding on rough terrain. Now, if we had a Harescramble on more like, you know, high speed and kind of flat sections, then yeah, we probably would do better, is what I want to say. But everyone else would get faster too. So, but I was keeping up with the big bikes. Like, you know, even power-wise, you know, when we got to the wide open sections, I would just and, you know, I would just be following them. You know, they wouldn't leave me. I'll tell you that. I shit you not. Like, one of these races, a little kid was racing a YZ85. Yeah, I was racing in a mini race. They only had a mini race once that I remember, and I raced in it, and there was this kid racing a YZ85. Little kid, man. He was probably like, I don't know, like 3 feet tall or something. I don't know, man. He's just super small. And I remember I drag raced him down the straight section, the high speed section, and I could not pass him. I shit you not, man. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, don't underestimate these mini bikes, is what I say. But yeah. Anyway, so that's the end of the results video clip. All right. Thanks for watching. HadesOmega out.